Good evening. In this class, I would like to give you some updates related to National Human Rights Commission as well as States Human Rights Commission. We know that in the year 1993, through an ordinance, National Human Rights Commission was established. Later, it was made into a permanent act. And since then, we had National Human Rights Commission at the central level, and every state has got its own State Human Rights Commission. And if you look at this commission, NHRC, you have a chairman, right? These basic points we have already discussed. But I would like to give some updates related to NHRC. If you look at the qualifications of the chairman, according to the original act, the chairman of NHRC must be a retired Chief Justice of India. I repeat, according to the original act, the chairman must be a retired Chief Justice of India. Only that person is permitted to be the chairman of NHRC. In fact, this question was asked even in the UPSC examination also. But please make a note, now there is a change with respect to this qualification. Now, after amendment, this particular act says that either it should be a retired Chief Justice of India or a retired Judge of Supreme Court. Very, very, very important. I repeat. So, chairman should be either a retired Chief Justice of India or a retired Judge of Supreme Court. Meaning, a Judge of Supreme Court who is retired also can be appointed as the chairman of NHRC now. Very, 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 very important. Clear? That is one point. Second point is that as far as NHRC is concerned, there is a provision where the people with practical experience and knowledge in human rights can be appointed as the members. So this provision is there in the original act, and you can appoint 2 members over there. Of course, appointed by the President of India. Right? And now the 2 members has been increased to 3. 2 has been increased to 3. Now 3 members who are experts in human rights, people with experience in human rights can be appointed as the members. Clear? And out of these 3 members, there should be at least 1 woman. Meaning, so this is the mechanism how you can create the representation for women. Clear? Very important one. Out of these 3, at least 1 person should be woman. If 2 are women, no problem. It's not an issue. But at least 1 person should be a woman. Clear? This is the second development. And another important thing with respect to tenure. Tenure, we have discussed that chairman or member, the tenure will be either 5 years of term or till they attain the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. Either 5 years of term or 70 years of age, whichever is earlier. But please make a note, now the term of 5 years has been reduced to 3 years. So now it says either 3 years of term or till they attain the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. Clear? And another change that has been made to this act with respect to State Human Rights Commission. If you look at the State Human Rights Commission chairman, all these days the qualification was he or she must be a retired Chief Justice of a High Court. Must be a retired Chief Justice of High Court. Now it has been amended. Either it can be a retired Chief Justice of High Court or any retired Judge of High Court. Now anybody can be appointed as the chairman of State's Human Rights Commission. So please remember all these points. And another thing I would like to show you now, there is a provision of some ex officio members. Like chairperson of National Commission for Scheduled Caste, chairperson of National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, chairperson of National Commission for Women, These are all the ex officio members of NHRC. Ex officio means by the virtue of holding the position of the chairperson of a commission, they will automatically become the members of NHRC. They are called ex officio. Now, some more positions have been added to this. Now, I would like to show you that document. Kindly have a look at this. Kindly have a look at this. So, under the Act, chairpersons of various commissions like National Commission for Scheduled Caste, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, and the National Commission for Women are the members of NHRC. So, this is ex officio members. Already this is present. Now, the amendment provides for including the chairpersons of the National Commission for Backward Classes, the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, and the Chief Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities as the members of NHRC. Meaning, 3 more members are added as ex officio members. Clear? So, every point what I told you that is important for the examination point of view. With respect to NHRC, you are getting the questions in almost every examination. With respect to SHRC, you are getting the examinations in your state level exams. That is the reason why you have to be very clear and you have to update yourself like this. Clear? Okay. So, this is about NHRC changes and SHRC changes. Kindly remember each and every point. Fine. I'll stop at this stage and I wish you all very, very good luck. Stay home and stay safe. Take very good care and also take care of your parents and friends and relatives. Thank you so much. Take very good care. Good night.